she goes as far as taking Morgan's sports bra, bringing it home and telling her husband to smell it. Hey, like this Kate just felt like, you know, that fly that just keeps hovering around your food that you just really want to smack dead. That's how I felt about her. Oh guys, I just spent my weekend watching a Netflix TV series that you should definitely be watching. You say, Essay, what is it? You already guessed from the title. Today I'm going to be reviewing Netflix The One. So let's get into this review. So guys, Netflix just released a TV series called The One. It is a sci-fi crime / thriller drama, and it stars Hannah Ware, Dimitri Leonidas, and a bunch of other great actors. This movie is set in London in somewhat of a futuristic time, not so futuristic, you know, but as with all sci-fi movies, we know that it is not in current time, so to speak. Anyway, this movie or this series is about this ambitious and manipulative CEO, Rebecca Webb, who co-founded this technology where you send in your DNA and your DNA is used to match you to your D1. D1 meaning the love of your life. How bizarre. Can we just pause for a minute to think about it? Like, what if there was a technology out there that could tell you who your perfect match was? You know, just recently I was even watching MTV's Are You the One? And so yeah, just seeing this, I was like, I wonder. Anyway, this series is, let me just tell you right off the get-go, this series is binge worthy. Yes, it has 8 episodes and each episode is about 45 minutes long. And I watched the entire series in one day because I just like to finish what I've started. And I kid you not, like, as a series progresses, it gets even more interesting, because even though it's sci-fi, they don't really focus too much on the sci-fi bit. I think the most sci-fi thing about this series is the fact that they're using DNA to match people, but you don't see them spending shitloads of time in the lab doing one thing or the other, but rather it focuses more on the crime part. But anyway, before we start going into like my own personal thoughts on some of the issues that were raised in this series, let's talk about the characters. Ooh, my favorite part of any review. There are 5 main characters, I must say. There's Rebecca Webb, there's James, her best friend, there is Kate, who is the annoying detective. See, personally, I don't know about you, I just hate all detectives. See, I'm always rooting for the bad guy. I don't know if that means I'm a bad person, but I always don't want the detective to catch the good guy. It's just like when I was watching Lupin. Obviously, Lupin was a thief, but I just didn't want him to get caught. It's the same way I felt about Rebecca in this series. Like, yes, she's killed somebody, she's a bitch, she's a this, she's a that. I just love her and I don't want her to get caught. Like, I don't know, if you play video games, you know when everybody's coming for you and they're coming from like different angles, that's how I felt. And in my head, Rebecca looked like her machine gun and she's just like shooting everyone like yeah, that's how it felt. Because not only was the police coming for her, she had like her co-workers, because she's CEO of this company, and she had like her co-workers who wanted to, you know, like usurp the power from her and remove her from being CEO. And I like the way she crushed them. Oh my god, there were so many scenes that just gave me life. I was like, you go girl, you go girl. We see from this series that she had a very complicated past. Her parents were never in love, and you know, she always just wondered if she was going to end up like her parents. You know, these things are valid. You know, you come from a broken home, you start wondering if you're also going to have a broken home as well. And now that she stumbled upon this technology, it works for her, she would do anything to keep it. She's so ambitious that, you know, the one thing she was scared of was not finding love and all of that. With this technology, she was able to find love, but she was ambitious to the point that she couldn't even give everything up for love. Like, she just wanted power. She just wanted power so much. And I agree she didn't go about it the right way. And spoiler alert, by the way, what even stirred the pot was the fact that they needed data to test this technology, and there was nowhere for her to get like a huge amount of DNA for her to play with, but she had to steal it from her friend, which led to Ben losing his job. Yes, I know that was selfish and greedy, but we later see that this Ben character, when he finds out what they've done, he's now like coming up all up in her face and shouting, "Oh, I'll take everything from you, da 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 da." You know, when I was watching it, I was like, that's not fair. Yes, they messed you up. They messed up. See, no doubt, that was the betrayal and all of that. But they've come up with something great. The company is booming and all of that. They're agreeing to give you a share. You know, let's share this pie. 3 of us. You came up with the idea. I boosted it. You came up. We stole your data. You know, all is well in the world. Let's share this pie equally. But dude was angry. He was just like, no, no, no. But when I'm watching it, I'm like, get out of here, mate. Like, what do you mean no? What do you mean no? Like, what he's like, oh, I'm going to take every single thing. I'm like, no, that is so unfair. Okay, let me know in the comment section if you've watched it, if you think that's fair or not. But I just felt like it was very unfair and just wicked of him to just want to take everything. This then takes me to the next character, Kate, the detective. She is annoying. Oh my god, she's like the second most annoying character for me. I think the first most annoying character has got to be Hannah, and I'm coming to her. But Kate as a detective was your typical detective who will not just let you breathe. Like, she's a really, really good detective because she has a way of crawling under Rebecca's skin, you know, and because Rebecca has, you know, right from the get-go, she made sure the police could not interrogate her for any reason whatsoever, which was smart anyway. But this detective just keeps finding a way to make people ask the questions and put Rebecca in a very weird, awkward position where she kind of spills a little and gives this detective a little, like, just kept helping her inch forward in the investigation. And I have to say, it was annoying to just watch. I was just like, ugh, go away. Like, this Kate just felt like, you know, that fly that just keeps hovering around your food that you just really want to smack dead. That's how I felt about her. Anyway, there's 3 of them, and then for the subplot, we've now got a couple, Hannah and Mark. And Hannah is someone who has used the product. Well, she's, you know, not for herself in this case, but she's sent in her husband's DNA to find out if she's his perfect match or not. And I just know that's a stupid thing to do. Like, why? Leave it alone. So Hannah is just curious. She takes the test for her husband, not for herself, and then finds out that, oh, her husband is matched to this gorgeous looking Australian, Morgan. And she goes out to seek Morgan, trying to find out what Morgan is like, befriends Morgan, and you know, she's just hoping like somehow Morgan never bumps into her husband, but she's being very, very, very shady about it. Like, she goes as far as taking Morgan's sports bra, bringing it home and telling her husband to smell it. You know, when I was watching it, I was like, this is the height of creepy. Yeah, okay, somehow her birthday is around the corner, and guess what? Her beloved husband Mark wants to surprise her, and he finds out that, oh, my wife is always talking about Morgan, steals her phone, invites Morgan, and behold, Morgan and Mark meet. I was like, no, this scene was so funny. Yo, you need to see Hannah. She was flipping like, oh my god, they met. And so she has a friend who obviously knows what's happening, and that one is like, you know what, babes, chill, just stop being friends with this girl. At least by not being friends with Morgan, you're going to like eliminate her from your circle, and she wouldn't meet Mark ever again. But no, we know it's not that simple. Hannah, it's not hard to do it in a matured way, just, you know, gradually phase it out. Starts to lie. She's like, oh, Morgan is gay, Morgan is bugging me, and then she blocks her. She's like, yo, you're cancelled, Morgan, cancelled. Now, I get it. She wanted to take out Morgan, and even though she did it in the most immature way, I have to say, I get it. Now, this is the part that annoyed me. Morgan didn't let go. Morgan was just all up in her business. Morgan was like, oh, what did I do? What did I do? What did I do? And I'm just like, if somebody doesn't want to be your friend, you literally should just leave them alone. Like, you don't have to follow them and be like, oh, why? What did I do? The girl told you, hey, I don't like the way you're sticking your bits in my front in yoga class. Go away, I don't like you. And she's like, oh, fuck off. But she then has the effrontery. This is the part that I was like, you know what? Hannah is annoying, but Morgan, you take the crown of annoying. Like, why did you go and call her husband and be like, oh, Hannah is acting weird? I just feel like that was too much. That was too much. Now that Mark knows that Morgan is his match, there's just this weird, I want to be with you, because now Morgan also knows. And I think that's where Mark messed up. He claims that he loves his wife Hannah, right? And he needs some time. I felt like even though he knew the truth that Morgan was his match, he didn't need to go and tell her, because babe became psycho. Like, she's just like, oh my god, you're my match, you're my match. And obviously they make out. So guys, I just want to, you know, wrap up this review with a few of my personal comments or my personal thoughts on some of the things that were raised in this series. So first of all, the question is, do you believe in the one? Would you use this technology if it was out there? Would you be curious to find that person? Do you think we as human beings are always striving so much for perfection that we will go to any lengths? Like, would you be like Hannah and just be curious if you're already in a marriage? You know, these are some of the questions that came to mind as I watched this series. And if I'm being honest with myself, when I was much younger, I always had this notion of the one. I don't even know where it came from, but now that I'm way older, I've dated a few people, I now believe that there is no one person per se. Like, there's no one person. Like, for example, if I died, like, or sorry, I don't mean if I died, I'm not gonna die in Jesus' name. But if the person I was in love with that was my one died, does that mean I'm not going to find someone else? Hell no. So personally, I think when it comes to love, I feel love is a choice. It is a choice, and people make mistakes. I'm not saying like you won't make mistakes, but I feel like you would definitely meet someone or some person that will be perfect for you at a particular time in your life, and it is a choice for you to stick with that person forever and ever, hence your marriage vows to be with the person for better, for worse, because times change, people change. And even though that person might be like your special, I would never do without you person, at that point in time, circumstances change people, and that person can stop being your the one, you know. But I personally don't subscribe to it has to be one person forever and ever. If something happens and the person is no longer there, you can definitely find love with someone. And the truth is, there will always be someone 10 times better, faster, stronger, smarter, sexier. But just saying, hypothetically, if we did have that technology, if I'm being honest, if I wasn't married or seeing anybody, I would definitely take it. But I think the downside to taking the test is the fact that if I didn't get matched to someone who's already married, like if I was the Megan in this case, what will I do? I think I would just well, hypothetically speaking, I think I'll just bow out gracefully. I don't think I'm going to now go and start stalking them and all of that jazz. Anyway, that's just my own personal thoughts. Let me know in the comment section if you would take the tests, or what do you feel about this whole notion of the one, you know. That's the end of this review, but before I go, I'm definitely not going to leave you without grading or rating this series. I'm rating this series, drum roll, 8/10, because it was that good. It was really, really, really good. I really enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought about it in the comment section below. Also, I want to really keep reviewing more series that you love, so let me know in the comment section any TV show or series or movie that you've seen recently that you want me to review or just talk about. All right, so with that said, please share my videos, hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and also subscribe. And until my next one, bye.